Good morning everybody, this is DearMamaSal, and I just went to get in my car and I thought that's strange. The door looked slightly open, and then I went inside and saw that my cubbyhole was open, and that didn't make any sense. And then that this was open, so somebody's been in my car. Now you're wondering, wasn't it locked? I think it was, so I'm not quite sure what's happened here. Huh. Nice way to start the morning. Reframe. Aren't I lucky they didn't take my radio? It's quite funny. I've just found some change that they missed. Obviously they were looking for stuff bigger than the stuff that I've got. Okay. I mean, if they'd just contacted me first, I could have told them, right? Don't bother. So, let's start again. I hope you all had a great weekend. It's 3 degrees here in southern British Columbia, which will make it 37 in American. Yeah. And it's Monday, and it's totally overcast, but not foggy, which is good. And I'm very excited because I'm going to be having dinner with my friend Marnie this evening after work. And that always is a big laugh. She's very funny. Well, I don't know what it is. She always makes me laugh anyway. And I love that in her. And yet she's capable of very serious conversation. So, you know what I mean? So she has sort of like a magical combination of humor and intellect, and I think it's probably one of the reasons why we've been buds for so long. And the joke is she's nearly 30 years younger than I am, but we've never let that stand in our way. I must admit that I had a wonderful weekend. I think I benefited from having another few days off, even though I was very, very busy. I found one of the funniest things about this weekend was talking to Benji. He and I were on a pre-meeting conference call, and then on a conference call about December. But we had a chat beforehand, and it was really amazing to realize that because he didn't have a television in his dwelling, wherever he's staying in Japan, he had no idea that all his viewers, Judy's viewers, and my viewers, and probably half the world, were panicking about the fact, not panicking, but really concerned about the fact that there'd been an earthquake where he was, and apparently they didn't even feel it. So it goes to show, right? We're all deeply concerned, and I wouldn't ever want to change the fact that we care. But we were all deeply concerned, and they were oblivious. And they also hadn't heard about France, apparently. So, being the person I am, I hastily educated him about the CNN phone app, which I'm pretty sure works around the world. Yeah, right. I'm sure he knows about it too. So, really, really great to talk to him and to find out that, for those of you who didn't hear, the children, I mean, everybody apparently got this bug except for Benji, and I think I must have mentioned that somewhere along the line. But the good news is they're all on the mend, for those of you who wanted to hear that, which we all did. So I'm of course getting very excited because I'm going down to see them in a couple of weeks. No, just over a week. Wow. Yeah. 2 weeks. I'll be, yeah, just under 2 weeks. So that'll be great. And then of course I'll be going back down again to do December with them, which is one of my annual delights. And so exciting to do. And it was interesting because I think Sophie wrote to me and said, "Are you planning to stay up 24 hours again?" Well, Sophie, you've known me a long time, honey, and you know I will stay up for as long as my body will allow me to. And last year that was pretty good. I think I did 22 of the 24. I mean, I took a 2-hour break somewhere in between because my body just gave out. But other than that, I did really well. I was very proud of myself. You know, it is a really fun event to be part of, and you need to know that. There's one thing to watch it, there's another thing to be part of it. It's sort of like, wow. And if you cannot imagine how hard everybody works. You know, you think we're all just sitting there, you know. I think in England we used to have an expression, acting the maggot. And acting the maggot is like playing the fool, I think. And you know, it's good because we do have a lot of fun. There's no doubt about that. But it's also, we actually work really, really hard, all of us. And I keep thinking about our sound guy who sat in that cold garage for 24 hours. Along with Austin spent a lot of time with him, but he was just like, really? But we did try and warm it up for him, but it was, you know, it was quite cool in there. So, but you know something? As we pulled the plug on last year's December, I remember walking through to the garage to thank James, I think it was James, and he looked at me and said, "Thank you." And I said, "Oh, really? It's our pleasure. Will you be back next year?" And he said, "Yes," and he is. So, you know, when you think that people are coming from all over the country just about to be part of it, you realize just how important it is to a lot of us, and how much fun. I had a lot of sort of success, I thought, this weekend. I managed to get my car in for a checkup at the dealership next week on Saturday. And the reason it needs that is because it's got some sort of recall on it, and they're just going to check to see whether it needs the recall, and if it does, then they will schedule it in. To be retrofitted, or whatever they call it, upgraded. So that's a good thing. And then, as you can all tell, I had a heck of a haircut. Another one of my Saturday chores. And then, of course, I had great fun seeing for the first time an indoor s'mores party. Wow, how much fun was that? My kid was very happy. We had dinner last night, and I found out one of the negatives, perhaps, of ordering food online. Now, I've been very, very happy with the service, don't get me wrong, and I've also saved a lot of money by doing it, which is ridiculous when you think it's a luxury service and I'm saving money. But I'm saving money because I'm not impulse buying. But here is the thing. It had a special on some Angus steak, and I love Angus steak. And so obviously I bought it, and I thought it would make a nice change for family dinner. We don't often have steak, so I ordered up this prime sirloin steak, and when it came, it was totally marinated, and my heart broke, because I didn't even have to open the packet to know there was one heck of a lot of garlic in there. And for those of you who don't know, I'm actually allergic to garlic, which means for dinner last night, I sat and watched everybody eat steak. And I actually did get somebody to share one slice with me. One very thin slice. And I cut that thin slice. I just cut the end off the thin slice, and then handed the rest of the slice back, because that's all I needed to know that I should not be eating that. So I'm still a bit groggy today, but I'll be fine. It really does do a number on me. I must tell you all that today is probably the day, I'm not quite sure if Google updates its figures today, because sometimes it waits 2 or 3 days before it updates figures, but if it updates its figures today, I think today will be the day that we reach 500,000 views. And it's definitely going to be this week if it isn't today, which is absolutely on the timetable, exactly where we're meant to be. So that is really, really, really exciting. I'm very, very happy with that. And I'm very grateful for it, because obviously you don't get to do 500,000 views without having a lot of very loyal fans, and secondly, hopefully having helped a few people along the way, which we believe we have. It was very cute yesterday. I was doing the one broadcast, and I saw a name pop up that was an unusual name. And that was very exciting for me, because I recognized the name. I knew I'd seen the name either at VidCon or at Blogger Fair. And when I say seen the name, I had talked to this person. And because I remember reacting to the name and also asking about it and asking what they did. So it was truly a delight, and I actually asked, we're going to call her Erin number 2. I asked Erin number 2 what made her pop into the broadcast, and she said she'd seen the notification pop up time and time again and never clicked in, and yesterday for some reason she decided, okay, let me go see what they're up to.